Hey guys, Punisher88 here. Did you miss me? Don't all answer at once now. Okay, anyway. Well, it's Thursday. And that means it's time for the Thursday review. And today I'm reviewing something that I myself have been waiting a while for. And I don't know if you guys have as well, if you haven't read this book yet. And if you didn't, cool. If you did, well, see if I cover some points on it that you guys didn't get or whatever. What am I talking about? I'll get into that. What was it? On Saturday, when I posted my weekend review, I mentioned that just that past Wednesday, there was a couple books that came out that I was interested in reading. Oh, excuse me. And I mentioned that if by today, if I had one of those books, I'd be reviewing it for you guys. So, and also I mentioned if I didn't post any options on the Punisher88 Facebook page, it was because I was reviewing one of those books. And I said if I did post something, well, it's because I didn't get a chance to go to my local shop, which you guys should know by now is Cosmics on DeCarry near Corporate Zip. Well, if you guys have been checking the page, I don't know if you guys have or not, you guys will notice that there were no options for today. So, that's why today, finally, after like, I think a month or so since the last issue, today I'm reviewing The Fade Out #3. Finally. Oh my god. As you guys know, if you watched my videos for issue 1 and issue 2 of The Fade Out, you guys know that I'm loving this series a lot. And no, it's not just because Ed Brubaker is the writer and Sean Phillips is doing the art. Okay, maybe a little bit because of Ed Brubaker, but I mean, I love this series. So, before I make this intro a little too long, we're going to dive right into this book. But first, cue that intro music. Hey guys, welcome back. So, as I mentioned in my intro, today I'm covering The Fade Out #3. And I want to, I guess, apologize or whatever if I sound a little overexcited to be covering this book. It's just because when issue 2 came out in August, I believe, after I finished it, I was like, oh my god, I want to keep reading, I want more, you know? And from then till now, I've been waiting and waiting and waiting till issue 3 would come out. And, well, finally, last week, it came out, and Saturday I stopped by my shop, and there it was. I picked it up, and I was like, okay, we're doing this. And after reading it just not too long ago, I like this story because, well, before I start rambling on and everything, let's do a little recap. In issue 1 and 2, and if you don't want to hear me talk about it in this video, you can actually go check out my videos, and I did a review on issue 1 and issue 2 if you don't want to watch them individually. But anyway, I'm going to do a recap anyway. So, issue 1 and issue 2, the big focus is on a murder/suicide cover-up that has hit Hollywood. And, yeah. there's this up and coming young star named Val Summers who was killed, and well, she was murdered, but the studio, when they found out, they're passing it as a suicide, just as a cover-up, because they don't want any negative feedback coming on them. So, and the reason why, and how we know it's a murder is because one of the main characters named Charlie Parrish is the one who finds her. And his downside is he finds her, but he can't go to the authorities or anything because if he would, well, he was the only one there who found her, who, besides her. And so he would be like prime suspect number one, and he doesn't want that right now, and so he has to go around with the secret of knowing that he found her dead, but knowing the studio's passing it as a cover-up, covering it up with as a suicide. Well, there's the whole big conflict going on. And I mean, it was really cool to see all that going on. It makes for a really good read. But this story, issue 3, strays away from all that. Totally different. And when the story opens, we see there's a character named Mr. Thursby, and we find out he's the owner of Victory Street Pictures, which is the studio that Val Summers was working for, blah, blah, blah. And so when the book starts off, it's we see it's a flashback scene of Mr. Thursby in 1928, and how apparently he was driving his car, he just stopped and threw everything away. And I mean everything, clothes and all. And we find out the reason why he did that was he's having a flashback of when a friend of his introduced him to this club, kind of like a high roller type of club, where it's basically, booze and sex 24 hours a day type of deal. And he's thinking about how, living that lifestyle, almost anyone would want to do that, but in real life he felt trapped because it's like he couldn't just tell anyone about it and everything. So he's thinking about that and everything. And then he's talking about how he wishes he could go back to that life. But then we're introduced to another character named Phil Brodsky, who we are actually introduced to in, I believe, the first book? No, the second book, I believe. It was just after the funeral, after Val Summers' funeral. And he's the like studio security. So he was in charge of, talking with, like, let's say the FBI and everything when they were coming to investigate the murder and that. Well, we see him more in this book. And, well, when Mr. Thursby's talking about this club, we find out that Brodsky used to work for the police, and he kind of like raided the place and everything. But since then, Thursby and Brodsky became like friends and everything, and Thursby hired Brodsky to work security at the studio and everything. So it goes back and forth like that. Then we're set on a scene with a character named Maya Silver, who is like a spitting image of Val Summers. And, excuse me, mouth is getting dry already. That's better. Okay. Maya Silvers. Okay. We see her in her like dressing room with this other shady character named Tom Greavy, who's her agent, but like a real slickster type of agent, you know. And apparently, Maya Silvers was told that she was going to be given the part now that Val Summers is dead. She was taking over the role, and but at this moment, she's feeling a little uncomfortable about it because when she looks out her dressing room, she sees this lineup of girls outside, like the what do they call it? The not tryout. That's sports. The audition office or whatever, you know. And so at the moment, she feels like she's being lied to and everything. And then, whatchamacallit, there's a part here. Where is it? Maya and Tom, they're going back and forth talking about, like, they don't really give any detail on it, but he just asks her. He goes, "You did the thing, right?" And they keep talking about it like that, the thing, or you took care of it. Now we don't know what it is, so there's that little mystery there. And then there's a part where Tommy starts, you know, getting a little touchy-feely with Maya and that, but Maya basically just throws him off. Then we see a flashback to when Maya is like, you know, I guess she first came to town or whatever, and she's waiting to see someone, I guess, about an audition. And while she's sitting there waiting, who else is sitting there with her is Val Summers. And so they're talking about, you know, where is it here? Like Val starts talking to her about, where is it here? Sorry if I keep repeating myself. They're talking to each other about, you know, being nice in the business and stuff like that, small talk. And finally, Maya gets called in, and Val's all like, "Oh, you better take off your wedding ring and all that." And so she's like, because before she mentioned how nice she was and everything. So after Maya tells her about that, she's all like, "Oh, thanks, wish me luck and all that." And then Val's like, "Oh, I'm not that nice," and you know, like I mentioned, it's small talk. And then we're forwarded to a scene with Maya again. I guess this is after she got the part for the movie, and she's being introduced. You know, she's being brought to the set. She's introduced to the director and the lead actor, whose name is Earl Rath, who's like, you know, he's a big shot in Hollywood in this story. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, where we see Charlie Parrish for like 3 panels, and they're very short. We just see him; he's there, he's writing and everything. So, and just a little introduction between him and Maya Silvers, or Silver, whatever. And so yeah, so we see she's with a whole bunch of people and that. Then we're flashed to we see Tom, what was his name again? Grievery? Oh, Grievery. Sorry, guys. So we're forward to seeing him, and he's looking all over for Brodsky there, Phil Brodsky. He's looking all over for him and everything, and we finally find Phil in a closet with this dame. See, I've been reading this, and now I'm thinking of her, you know, dames, broad. It really plays with your mind. Anyway, so we see him in a closet with this girl, and I know we're like 11:50 into this video, and I'm only saying it now. So anyone who reads these books, especially if you start with issue 3, be prepared. There's some partial nudity in this book, so ooh. Anyway, so Tom's looking for Phil, and he's all nervous and everything. And apparently apparently he has an urgent matter to talk to Phil about. And we're when he's talking with Phil, they're talking about um, people coming after them or whatever, and he mentions about paying them off, and they're still coming after him and everything. So I'm kind of curious about that. Then after that part, um, we flash back to uh, Maya Silver, and she's kind of like daydreaming about everything that's going on. How she's changing her life, and through this whole acting experience, and you see her daydreams of her filming with Earl Rath, and then you see she's all happy and everything, and then all of a sudden her daydream is broken because she hears a noise, and then it flashes to Mr. Thursby again, and we find out that where his little screen booth or whatever you want to call it, when he's looking over the production of a film. Well, when he walks out of that office, it leads to this like secret, like a hallway with all these doors. And well, anyway, the noise that Maya hears coming from her closet is actually Mr. Thursby walking through one of those doors, and it comes out through her closet. And so she's all shocked and everything, and so as he's standing there, she's all like, what do you want and everything, and he doesn't say a word. So right away, she thinks that, her being the lucky girl, getting into this, big studio and that, she thinks that, the big owner wants to, let loose his idle hands, and so she opens her robe and everything, and Mr. Thursby's all shocked and everything. He's all like, he's all like, why would you do that to yourself and everything? You look like a child and all that, and he just storms away. And whatchamacallit there? After he leaves, Maya's just standing there in shock and everything. So then we go to Tom driving Maya home, and so she's still like, in a daze and everything. She's all like, oh wow, my new life, my new life. And then as soon as she gets to her front doorstep, she sees the door of her house is broken into, and right away she's all like, uh-oh. Reality sets back in, and when she opens the door, she sees her husband there, who's drunk like a skunk, and he's all like, did you sleep with your agent? And she's like, well, wouldn't you think they start arguing, and he roughs her up a bit, and then all of a sudden he gets all apologetic with her, and she starts talking to him about how he sold her for money and all this stuff, and we're not really filled in more on detail about that, which is another point I wanna say. I hope we are later down the road. And then as she's about to finish her argument with him, he walks out the door, and we just see this little word bubble that says, "Hey, schmuck," like, and he turns around, and it's Phil Brodsky, and he kind of just like knocks him out with what the hell is it called? Like, you always see them in those gangster movies, those little black little club things. Anyway, he knocks him out with one of those, and basically Phil and his boys take him away. And so even though Maya was pissed off at him, she tells Phil, she's like, "Oh, please, don't kill him or anything or whatever." So Phil's like, "Trust me, the last thing I need is for your ex-husband to show up in the morgue and blah blah blah." So he's basically telling her, "We're not going to kill him because the last thing we need is problems right now." And then the very last part of the book, it's a little reflecting thing on Maya, and she's talking about how even though she was mad and she doesn't want anything wrong to happen, but she said as she saw the guys beating up her ex or whatever, she said it made her feel good and everything. And then we just get the usual to be continued. And I thought that was cool. So I like how they went with a total different story in this one. And I mean, we're still seeing some of the characters we were introduced to in issue 1 and 2, but now we're getting a different part of the story and everything. Like, we were wondering, what's going to happen with the movie. So now we know that they casted another girl, and now there's all this conflict with her ex-husband. So the story's really shaping up pretty darn good. So I'm really liking that. And I know, like, I was reading the stuff in the back here, like the editor notes or whatever they call it, and they're saying it's saying that next month issue 4 comes out, and then Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips, they're taking a break from the Fade Out because they're doing another comic called Criminal, and apparently it's like based around a comic in a comic type of story or whatever. So I'm actually looking forward to checking that out when it comes out. And so after issue 4, they're taking a break from the Fade Out. So there's going to be no Fade Out after issue 4 for a while. Darn. But it says in here, I think in February. I think in February the Fade Out starts back up again. So it'll be a while. It'll be a couple months, but that's okay. We'll still be able to get our fix because we got Criminal coming out in January or whatever. So I'm looking forward to that. And like usual, like with all the Fade Out books so far, after the editor page or whatever, there's a little story about a little conflict or whatever that happened in Hollywood back in the day or whatever. Now the last 2 books, the whatchamacallit, the actors that had their little bios written up. The first one, well, as I mentioned in the videos for them, the first one is a famous story about Hollywood because she ended up committing suicide by jumping off the Hollywood sign. In the second issue, there's a write-up, I forget her name, that's why I'm not saying anything. In the second issue, there's a write-up about an actor named Fatty Arbuckle, and if you Google him or whatever and you read his bio, he was very famous in comedy pictures and stuff, and he was basically framed for the murder of a Hollywood actress. He was framed for raping her and everything, and then she died of a heart attack, and it was blamed on him, saying that he raped her, and then the heart attack was caused by him being on top of her, suffocating her or some. It was really weird, but anyway, and he ended up, I believe he had a heart attack at a young age because he got into drugs and alcohol and all that, classic downhill stuff. And in this story, in this issue, we have a write-up about a guy named Johnny Stomp. Well, actually, his real name was, hold on. No, his real name is not Hold On. Where the heck is it? Oh, John Stompanato. But everyone called him Johnny Stomp because he was in with the mob crowd and everything. He was a real bad dude. You know, your typical, you know, tough guy, jealous all the time type of deal. And he was in a relationship with a Hollywood actress named Lana Turner, who was pretty famous back in the day. And anyway, the whole purpose of the little mini thing, since it seems that they all end in tragedy, well, not in this case, it's a good tragedy, because since he used to get really violent with Lana Turner and that, and with his, and he got violent with her daughter as well. Well, he ended up getting murdered by Lana Turner's daughter. She stabbed him. So there's the happy tragedy. So we don't have to worry about the bad guy beating her up anymore. So, but yeah, I really like I've mentioned in the other videos. I really like how they put that little biography thing in the back, and then sorry. At the end of the book, like the other two, you have a little, like a headshot promotional thing of one of the characters as done like a movie poster type of deal. So, alright, that's the synopsis. All in all, the story, fantastic. I'm not trying to be biased or anything just because I like the series. Again, all good points. I couldn't really find a bad point. Artwork and everything, fantastic. I really love these covers. I'm pretty sure it's watercolor or whatever. I'm no artist, but anyway, I really like how they do the cover like that. They're really nice. So yeah, cover, fantastic. Yeah, man, all in all, good book. If you guys are interested in reading this series, go get the books. I mean, this just came out last week, so you can still pick it up. With that being said, yeah, no bad points. So anyway, couple other things before I make this video longer than it already is. Yesterday, I received in the mail my loot crate, and the reason why I didn't do my unboxing today is because it falls on the same day as my Thursday review. And if I would have did the Thursday review and then the unboxing, the video would just be too damn long, and I think people will get bored of it within the first maybe 5 to 10 minutes. So that's why I did the review today. But tomorrow, or pretty much tomorrow morning, when all you guys wake up, there will be a video posted on here, obviously, and on Facebook of my November Loot Crate unboxing. So just look out for that. And to finish everything off, I was looking around for another comic book type quote, and I found one, and I think this quote is gonna pretty much remain my standard one from now on. To anyone who knows their comic writers and everything or whatever, or know your comic history, if any of you out there know who Art Spiegelman is, he came up with this quote, and when I read it, I was like, oh yeah, I love it. And Art said, "Comics are a gateway drug to literacy." Short and simple, but to the point. I think that was so cool. So from now on, that's going to be my quote for the end of these videos. Alright, so I'll try and get this in quick. If you guys like what you saw here today, I make review videos every Thursday and Saturday. Thursday being my current comic, Saturday being the back issue. Every month I do an unboxing video since I'm a member to Loot Crate. That is my promise to my viewers. And in between I'll throw in a random video of, let's say, a haul I did or whatever. And if you like videos like this, check out my other stuff. I just wanted to say this is cool because this is my 40th video since starting on YouTube. Also, if you're interested in collabs and stuff, well, it's not really a collaboration, but this past September when I was at Comic-Con, I met the crew from Epic Mealtime and we did a little short video clip. So if you guys want to check that out, go ahead. It has become my most watched video since I started on YouTube. Since the last checked, it's gotten to 103 views. To some people that might not be a lot. To me, that's a pretty good accomplishment. So if you're interested in checking that out, go right ahead. And as usual, you know, if you like my channel, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Alright, later guys.